and today we are going to be showing our July budget. I know it's a little late. It's hard in the summer. There's a lot going on, but I do still like sharing it with you. So start off, we're just going to dive right into the budget. We list our combined income together. So for the month of July, just as we have all year, we are budgeting $4,820. Next, we'll move into our fixed expenses. These are the ones that don't typically change throughout the month. They're pretty consistent. So for our mortgage, that is $1,164 each month. The minimum on our RAV4 is $420. The minimum for the braces account is $189. We have a company come out once a month to clean the house, and so that is $135. Our phone bill each month is $132. Sewer and garbage is $72. Life insurance is $38. Our internet is now down to $30 a month, and then our Netflix is just $9. And then the total of our fixed expenses is $2,189. Now moving on to our variable expenses, we have our sinking funds, which is all of these categories over here. And that will add up to $1,961. For groceries, we budget $600 for the month. And for restaurant, we just budget $70. So in total, that's $2,631 for our variable. So we actually don't allocate any extra debt payments in our budget, and we use any extra income that we get to go towards that extra debt. So for here, this is just going to be $0. But then hopefully when we do our actuals, we'll get some more. And then now we're going to dive into our sinking funds. I haven't reconciled June yet. So once I film the June recap, then I can add in the starting balances. But we had a good idea at the end, near the end of June, of where we were at on these categories. So for our Amazon Prime, we budget $11 each month for that. And then for auto insurance, we budget $170. Auto maintenance, we budget $50. Our beauty category, we budget $130. For car tabs, we are budgeting $20. For clothes, for myself, we budget $50, and then Matt also gets $50. Costco, this is for our membership. We have the executive plan, which gets cash back, but we like to make sure that we have enough. And then for dogs, we are budgeting $150. Electric is $90. And we average it out for the year, so our bill might be higher or lower than this, but as we've accumulated a cushion in all of the months that were lower than this, it'll cover the months going forward that may be more than $90. Our entertainment is $50. This month, we're not budgeting anything in fitness or furniture. For gas, we had to increase this to $300. For our general gifts category, this is just for birthdays and holidays throughout the year. We are just adding $46. And then for Christmas, we add $160. And then next we have HOA, which is $15 a month. We just pay it once a year. Home extras is $50. This is for any decorations or items that we use around the house that if we were to move, we would take with us. So that could be linen, towels, silverware, cooking utensils, just kind of those odds and ends items. And then home improvement is actual improvements made to this current house that we're in. And if we were to move, we obviously couldn't take it with us. So for instance, we extended our patio, so the supplies for that would go towards our home improvement. And we budget 100. Hunting and outdoors, we budget 100. For medical, we are adding 50. Office supplies and books, we are adding 100. And then technology, we're not adding anything for this month right now. And then vacation, we are adding $241. We had a trip to Vegas, so that went towards that. And then our water bill is billed quarterly, but we save $18 a month for that. So the total for our sinking funds is $1,961, which matches this total over here. And so that's our July budget and sinking funds and how we're going to spend our income that we received in July. So next we're going to go over how I break out our budget for each pay period for us. And I separate it into the first half of the month and second half of the month. We get paid close to the first, and then we get paid again close to the 16th. So these two paychecks will be in the first column, and then these two paychecks will be in the second column. So for the beginning, we will split this budgeted income in half. And so we expect to get the first half in the beginning of the month of $2,410. And then in the second half, we'll get $2,410 in the second half. And so now I will go through the calendar of when our main bills are due. So to start off, the braces account is due on the 2nd. So I'll need to put that in this first column at $189. Then next we have the internet that is due on the 12th. So we will put that in the first column. Electricity is due the 14th, so that'll go in the first column. Which, as I talked about when I was going over the sinking funds, our electricity is in our sinking fund, so this is all of our sinking funds amount, but I'll take out a few category items in the first period of the month just to have them. So for example, the electricity is due in the beginning of the half, so I'll obviously have to take that out. And for July, we've already got the bill. We get it at the end of June, so it kind of helps us prepare also. And it is $75. Next, we have life insurance, and this is due on the 15th, which we could include in this second pay period, but since it's close to the beginning, we put it in the first half. Life insurance is $38. Netflix, again, is right near the beginning, and this is automatic, but we just kind of like to make sure that the money's in there and waiting for it to come out, especially if the 15th ends on the weekend or something, it kind of gets pushed back. We just like to be prepared. Next, we have sewer and garbage, and this one varies. We get the bill so early in the month that we just like to pay it as soon as we get the bill, so this is another one that we include in the first half. Okay, and then the next bills we have are all on the end of the month. And I put these little dates here because the phone bill is actually due on the 7th, but we're a month ahead, so we pay it at the end of July for the bill on August 7th. Cleaning, we get done during the month of July, but she doesn't have it due until the end of the month. So we have some time. As soon as I get the bill, near the second half, I'll pay that. And then our RAV4 payment is also not due until the 9th of the following month. So we just like to make sure that it is processed and bill paid at the end of the month to make sure that it gets there in time. And then the same with our mortgage is due on the 1st. So we'll add that on the second half of the month. So we have phone at $132, cleaning $135, RAV4, and the mortgage. Okay. Oh, I just wrote those all on the wrong column. Shoot. Okay. So this actually goes over here. This goes over here. Cleaning goes over here. And the phone bill. That was very confusing. Sorry about that. Let's just white these out so they're not here. Okay, so let's kind of look down. The other category that I like to pull out is our gas funds so that we just have it ready in our account for that. So that's $300. And then our vacations near in the beginning of the month. So I want to take everything that's in our vacation fund, which is only what we put into it. So that's that $241 we're going to take out. I will say this is just for food and extras. During the trip, we've already have our flight, the Airbnb, our car, everything's already paid for. This is just kind of extras. And then if we do spend more, we will see if we get any extra income for the month. And also if we have to pull from savings, then we can do that as well. And then next, I like to make sure that all of our groceries are pulled out, along with our restaurant. So we do grocery shopping weekly, but we also go to Costco. So that's kind of why I like to take it out, just so that I have funds to do a Costco trip and not have to worry about it. If we look at our fixed expenses, this $189, $72, $38, $30, and $9, that's going to be $338 for our fixed expenses that will be paid out of the first half of the month, which is out of this income. And then this is the amounts that we will pull also from the first half. So that is $1,286. Oops. 86. Which, so then if we take the income that we received for the first half and we subtract out the fixed expenses of $338 and then minus our variable expenses that we're going to be pulling, this $1,286, we have $786 remaining. And this is why I like to budget for the full month, because this $786 we will need for the second half. But if we didn't save any money from our first 2 checks of the month, then we wouldn't have enough for all of our bills for the second half. So we'll pull this remaining from the first half and we'll move it over to this holdover of $786. And so then we'll use this to pay for everything that's going to have to come out at the end of the month. And I kind of glazed over this extra. This is for the extra debt payment. And again, in the budget, we don't budget anything for that until the end of the month. And if we have extra income, then we'll put it towards there. So we won't pull anything at the beginning of the month. So now we'll look at our second half. We've already pulled the fixed expenses that we need to pay in the second half, and those add up to $1,851. And then we have the rest of our sinking funds. So in our sinking funds, we have the electric, gas, and vacation. And so we're gonna have to take this amount and then subtract it from there to find out what we have left to put into our sinking funds. So we'll take the 1961 minus the 75 that we've already pulled, the 300 that we've already pulled, and the 241. And so that gives us 1,345 to take out and put towards our sinking funds account. And we've already taken out all of our groceries and restaurants, so that's good. So then our total variable is just the remaining balance of our sinking funds, which is 1,345. So if we take our income plus the holdover that we kept from the first part of the month, we add those together and then subtract out our total of fixed expenses minus our total in variable expenses, we get 0, which is perfect, which matches over here. So that means I know our budget has been fully allocated between the first and second half of the month. And so that is how I make sure that our checking account has enough funds for all of our expenses, and if we have to use our debit or cash for them. We also use a credit card, but we pay it off each month. So if there's something in the sinking funds account that we want to buy in the beginning half of the month, we will use our credit card, and then when we get paid in the second half, we reconcile at the end of the month. So that wraps up what our budget is, what sinking funds that we are funding this month, along with how we allocate our expenses for our paychecks. Thank you for following along on our budget journey, and I will see you next time. Bye!